Horseman.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Let's look at the age demographic of the person that suggests the TV show BoJack Horseman to me. Let's see. The age demographic is 21. 21 is the age of the person that likes that show. An old curmudgeon-y, late 40s person like me could give a crap.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Oh my gosh, why? I get, in your 20s, yeah, you need to watch a lot more animated cartoons because that's your thing.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I know I did that because I watched a bunch of South Park back in the 20s when I was in the 20s is what I mean. And then some things happen, but I've seen some things where I don't want to watch TV anymore. And the Emmys are tonight. And what a bore. Oh, they got the guys that host Saturday Night Live's news segments hosting the show.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
That will make it infinitely better. But no, I watched a little bit of BoJack Horseman and I thought,
Mike's
no, that's okay.
Daily.
But this guy I know named Cristabo.
Podcast.
Cristabo.
Yeah.
What a great name. But his suggestions for things for me to watch all suck. He's never had a good suggestion ever. Except for some of the funny things he's shown me on YouTube. But the rest of the stuff is crap. The movies he sees are crap. But he's young. When you're young, you go see stupid movies. God, I saw some awful Val Kilmer movie where he's on an Indian reservation. Look who just walked in. When I was forced to watch this horrible movie. I think it was in the late 80s. Because Val Kilmer was all big after Top Gun, and he did that Doors movie. Oh, that was a bad mistake. What a waste of money. And that's when I realized, don't go see movies with your friends, because there'll be one idiot that suggests the worst movie ever. Look who else walked in. And so then there's this group think, and you go see the movie, and afterwards I'm the guy that goes, I just spent a crap load of money on a movie that I hated, and I can't get out of my head, and I can't get that 2.5 hours back. Thanks, idiot friends. We could have just hung out, had a couple beers, enjoyed the sunset, sat on a beach somewhere, like the podcast picture I did last time. Wasn't that a beautiful podcast picture with the chairs all looking out to the ocean and nobody was sitting in the chairs? I love that part the best because I can pick anyone I want.
And here's today's podcast picture.
I'll sit in all of them. Have you ever done that? Gone somewhere, there was nobody there, there are a bunch of chairs, and you go, I'm going to sit in every one of these chairs. I've done that at coffee places before that had a bunch of nice comfy chairs, but the nice newer comfy chairs, not the ones that looked like they were, hi Basil, like they were sat on and that, every friggin' person passed gas in the world in these shit. No, it wasn't like that kind of a place. It was like nice comfy chairs that no one's ever sat in before. I've sat in every one of those chairs. I'm talking about getting ready for the weekend. Oh, for the karaoke party. Last show, I talked about the karaoke party. And I was about to get ready to go to this karaoke party. And I went. And it was interesting. There were some good parts. But being the technical IT guy, you get asked, a million questions. How come this doesn't work? Why doesn't that work? Why doesn't that? So you're troubleshooting constantly all night. And the karaoke party, basically there's a karaoke machine. And I gave it to the host of this party with the intent that they could, from now on, do the karaoke parties on their own. And now this person has used the karaoke machine, I think, almost 5 times. So this person knows exactly what the deal is and how to do it and how to do a karaoke party from now on. So I think my job is done. But it was still fun. I got to sing a Simon and Garfunkel song with someone. It sounded pretty good. We did Sounds of Silence. We did the first one they had a big hit with. Do you count Feeling Groovy? What was that song? I personally grew up with Bridge Over Troubled Water. My mom played that album a lot, so I knew all those dark, interesting songs like The Boxer, the title track. from the album track, and there was a Baby Driver was on there. That was an interesting song. But I've gone way too far off into the weeds, into the bushes, and over here at Cafe Anyway, where we have too many weeds and bushes, and we should really, for all intents and purposes, cut them down.
Anyway.
Cafe Anyway, look who's here. Hi, Mark! It's Benita the Rodeo Queen! How y'all doing?
It's a Disgruntled Fiddle Player, tell you what.
What?
I love Simon and the Garfunkel and the horse Nilly that Benita has.
Great horse, Nilly. Oh, I watched, look who else is here.
Hello, Mike. I make the delicious root beer. I'm the brewmaster. Oh, I have some right now. I'll cut you.
Thank you. I watched a little bit of the Paul McCartney concert that he did at Grand Central Station. That's up on YouTube now. And it's fun for like the first 5 minutes. And then you realize, oh my God, this thing is an hour and 45 minutes long. It's a long concert. Oh my God, Paul McCartney's voice is gone. He's old. And it's interesting about his voice. Like Johnny Cash, the older he got, the deeper it got. I hurt myself today. And it was just great. Now, Paul McCartney's voice, he's like in shout mode constantly when he sings. It's interesting how he's gone the other way from deeper to just shout voice. But we love him, Paul McCartney. And apparently these two young girls got up because he was, I've done a new song about bullying. And anybody here ever been bullied? And all the adults, all the people that are 50 and older that are big fans of his early work, nobody raises their hands. They don't remember when they were last bullied. And all of a sudden these two girls up front. And I must say, one of the girls that apparently was bullied had, how do I put this in a PC sort of way? Let's see, she was a young lady, probably in her early 20s, and top heavy. That's all, I'll put it that way, as most PC way possible. And she's wearing a t-shirt that says F-U-H and then U. So I don't know if that was in reference to a great band by the name of Smash Mouth and their album Fush You Man, or was it Fush You? I forget. But she's got this shirt on and it's rather tight. And so he, Paul McCartney, allows these two ladies to stand on stage, and they both talk about their bullying experiences. The one girl said, yeah, I was bullied a lot in school. They wouldn't accept me at school for who I am. She didn't really go into specifics. And Paul McCartney said, well, who was the person that really bullied you? And she said, she gives some person's name out, and everybody goes, boo to the person that bullied her. Good, that's great. And then the girl who's, how did I word it? Well, that one who wearing the tight shirt. She said, oh, yeah, I was dating this guy, and he was all into punk rock, and he didn't like that I liked the Beatles. I'm a big Beatles fan. And she's probably all of 21, if that. And he's like, oh, really? Okay, well, this is a song about bullying. And so he keeps the two girls up there. The girl, the top-heavy girl, jumping up and down and dancing. And the camera keeps focusing on her chest the whole time. That's where the YouTube video got a little weird. The special exclusive Paul McCartney plays at the Grand Central Station YouTube got a little what's a word? It rhymes with scintillating, and it starts with a T, and well, I can't think of it at the moment because my brain, I'm at 554 brain right at the moment. Hey, look at all the notifications I got. Let's see. Oh, Katie's birthday today. Been on the show long time ago. Happy birthday. Let's see. And that's about it. All the rest of the crap on Facebook, I could give a hoot. Facebook.com/Mike Talks is where you can find me. And Mike's Daily Podcast is also on there. As we go outside a cafe anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast, I'm on Podcaster Valley, Mont, the last place on earth. that's where we are today. I also watched something on YouTube. I had a lot of free time. I was on the radio, by the way. I don't know if you caught me. Perhaps you did not. That's fine. I was on 92.1 KKDV on Saturday from noon to 6, playing quite a large swath of music. We played 70. I think I played Casey and the Sunshine Band, Get Down Tonight. Played the new Ariana Grande, and that's how you say it, Ariana Grande. And then a little bit of the, what was that one? I'm sure I played Smooth at some point. I played Billy Joel. I played a Pink song. I know that for sure. I played a huge swath. Quite a variety. And enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. Oh, and that Weezer cover of Toto, Africa. So perhaps you got to hear it. And if you didn't, don't feel bad, because there's no reason to feel bad. There's no reason. And no reason to be bullied either. But maybe you're being bullied by YouTube, who keeps zooming in on your chest as you're trying to dance next to your idol, Paul McCartney, the legend. Who sounds like this all the time and screaming! Henry Cavill, I mentioned earlier, is no longer Superman. And what's interesting about the whole DC universe is that it's imploding. It's horrible. They had one success, and that's Wonder Woman. And then they brought her back for the Justice League, which was a horrible movie. And now they've just completely ditched Superman. Ben Affleck's gone, so no more Batman. So it's just going to be all the female. I think they're just going to focus on since they had success only with a female superhero. DC, which is not Marvel. Marvel is all your Spider-Man, your Robert Downey Jr. man, your the Thing guy with the muscles, with the big hammer, with the shield, with all that. That's all that. That's wonderful over there. But DC is just trying with this guy with the long, who looks like Rob Zombie. He's supposed to be Aquaman, and they're pushing all these other things. So that's just imploding from there. Oh, they're gonna have a Supergirl. So we'll see how that goes, if that's as successful as Wonder Woman. But this horrible thing, Watch Mojo is a channel on YouTube. Don't watch Mojo. If you can, avoid Mojo at all costs. It's horrible. The fact-checking that went on that was zero. They were talking about the biggest comeback songs of all time. And they did play Hurt by Johnny Cash, and that was kind of a comeback song. But is a comeback song really a comeback song? I hurt myself today just to see if I could... Oh, my point was, with the Santana, he had a comeback, quote-unquote, with Rob Thomas. But was it really a comeback song when everybody that heard the song thought that was a Matchbox 20 song? And with some cool guitar work on there that kind of sounded like Santana. But is that really a comeback? And then they said that Cher had a comeback song with If I Could Turn Back Time, which is a complete lie, because a year earlier she had a huge hit with I Found Someone and We All Sleep Alone. So I Found Someone, written by Michael Bolton. And then they said that AC/DC Thunderstruck was a big comeback song, when in fact, no, they had... when Bon Scott died, they languished in obscurity until they came out with Thunderstruck. No. Back in Black was a huge album, shook me all night long, still gets played. I think I even played it on Saturday on the KKDV. So their facts are completely wrong on Watch Mojo. And Californication? Is that really a comeback album? I don't think it is for Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think they had Soul to Squeeze was a big song just a little bit before that. So just their facts all wrong. I know a lot about music. I don't know anything about Dr. Dre. They were talking about some Dr. Dre song that was a big... I do know a lot about Doctor Who. And Doctor Who I watched, and I noticed that a lot of people had bad teeth that worked behind the scenes on the show. Because they talked to all these... I love watching the Doctor Who documentaries on how shows were made. Like in the 60s, they had like a shoestring budget. But the writing was still pretty interesting. And the characters were bizarre, and they're out in outer space. And their thoughts on what space was. They actually predicted that we would have a female, or they would have a female prime minister in Margaret Thatcher. They're able to predict that several years in advance. But all the people behind the scenes have horrible teeth, and that just goes to show I'm such a bully. And I hurt myself today, or hurt you by saying that, and I don't want to hurt anyone. So let's not do that, and let's just say karaoke was fun, and thank you for listening to the show as we kick off the week. And I didn't do a Super Secret Sunday show, shoot, because I was busy watching all these important videos. But don't watch Mojo, they suck, and they don't fact check, and that's the end of my wonderful podcast. Episode 1704. And the podcast picture today, let's just make it one more of me in Florida somewhere. I'll put it in the description where I am in Florida. How about that? And then we'll put a wrap on Florida this week, probably a couple more pictures from Florida, and then we'll wrap her up. But thank you so much for listening to today's Mike's Daily Podcast. Oh, here are all the details on where to find the show elsewhere. Oh, and the wonderful website I spend money on so that you can go there and get information about the show. Thank you.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MIKEs-DAILY-PODCAST.com. Email Mike now at MIKES-DAILY-PODCAST@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!